Recording. Okay. All right. So now that we're recording, Lakia, I'll ask you the question again. So let's start by you telling me your story from symptoms to diagnosis and treatment, just a summary of your experience. You can go ahead.
My diagnosis with asthma was at birth. My mother has it, so the doctors did a test right then and there when at birth, and it was stated, and then also in my church that I was born with asthma and allergies. So that's how I found out that I had it. I had it all my life.
Okay. So, what types of symptoms had you been experiencing, or have you experienced since birth with your diagnosis of asthma?
The symptoms that I suffer as an asthmatic is shortness of breath, um, chest pain. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack sometimes. Those are the symptoms that I have. I feel like a fish without water, pretty much.
Oh my. All right. And how many doctors have you seen before receiving a diagnosis?
At birth, the doctors on call, they were the only doctors there, and then throughout my lifetime, I had several doctors that specializes in asthma and allergies.
Okay. And would you say that the symptoms have affected your quality of life?
Yes, the symptoms have. I like to go to the gym, but I know that, not to put too much pressure on me, try to do exercise that's, not going to trigger my asthma symptoms. And if I want to go out on a hot day, make sure I'm close by to environment with AC because asthma and humidity do not mix at all.
Okay. Do you have any other conditions that make the nasal polyps worse?
Yes, I suffer with allergies as well. So I have to take meds for allergies as well with my asthma as well. So yeah, I yes I do.
Okay. So that must be a challenge to handle both at the same time.
Oh yeah, yes, it's definitely a challenge.
Okay. All right. And are there any support or advocacy groups that you've worked with during this process?
Yes, I've joined several organizations, like the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. I'm very connected with my specialists. We have meetings, and I'll go and we'll talk about having asthma and allergies. So I'm very connected with with the whole asthma and allergy um, community.
Okay, great. And I'm sure that has been a great support for you.
Yes, the support I get is just so it's fantastic.
All right. So that covers the first set of questions, right? So we're already completed segment one. Now we'll move on to segment two, which talks a lot about treatment and if you considered surgery. Okay, so I'll begin with those questions now. All right, so remember, um, to just kind of restate the question that I asked when you're beginning the answer. All right. So the first question would be, what conversations have you had with your doctor? So you can begin by saying the conversations I've had, you know.
The conversations I've had with my doctors is growing up, I had to take a pulmonary machine, but once I got an adult, I talked with my doctor to see if they can take me off the pulmonary machine. So the conversations that we had, they actually recommended a medicine that just came out, and only you can only get it from age 12 to 24. But during my age at 12, it wasn't available, so I was only able to get it at 24, where I didn't have to take the pulmonary machine. So those are the kind of conversations I have with my doctors. Is what medicine can I take next? So it could be less. because if I don't know if you ever taken a poem machine, but you gotta take it 3 times a day, and going to school and stuff as a child, and you want to go outside with your friends, but you can't. So it was a challenge growing up. So I said, once I get older, I'm going to see if it's something that can pull me away from that poem machine. So he recommended a medicine for me, and I'm glad. I pretty much got a little freedom now from my childhood, being confined 3 times a day, taking a poetry machine, it's terrible. So, yeah, those are the conversations that I have with my doctor. I'm always looking for a better medicine, you know, to
Okay,
give me more
that
freedom
was good.
to live a
Yes,
normal life, so to speak.
that was perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So the next question is, what type of treatments have you tried for nasal polyps? And I think you covered that just now. Is there anything else that you wanted to add about the types of treatments that you've used in the past up to now?
Growing up, I had the allergy shots. Every Tuesday, I used to get them, and then they stopped that, and they gave me a new meds for that. So you can add that piece in. That we did. My allergist did try the allergy shots for a little while.
Okay. All right. And would you say that the treatments you've received have affected your quality of life?
Yes, all the treatments have, because like I stated before, you're always trying to find something better to you know have your health enhanced, or giving you more freedom where you don't have to take something and you could take something in place of it, you know. So that's yes.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So, have you had surgery to treat the nasal polyps?
No, I have not have any surgery for that,
Okay.
for the nasal polyps.
Okay. Um, are you considering it at all? Having the surgery?
No, I'm not considering any surgery.
Okay. So is it because you're hesitant? Are there any risk factors that worry you about having the surgery, or it's just not something that you want to do at this time?
Well, I'm gonna have a different kind of surgery, so I don't think I want a double surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, for
All
something else,
right.
I'm having surgery, so I don't think I want another one added to my
Okay.
surgery.
Okay.
And
Is
I
it
am nervous. Yes, you do get
uh
nervous.
yes, yes. But you're nervous about the surgery that you're going to have, or having nasal polyp surgery as well.
Yes, I would be nervous for both if I had to take both surgeries. Yes, I would definitely be nervous.
Okay. Okay. So right now you're on a specific medication that's working for you. Are there any next steps as far as treatment is concerned? Anything else that you might be considering?
The treatments that I have, they work perfectly for me, and like I said it before, I'm always looking for new stuff that come out, you know, to enhance my health. I thought, a lot of people say that you grow out of asthma, but I don't think anybody grows out of asthma. I think you're stuck with it for life. That's just my philosophy on it. I don't think you ever outgrow it.
Right, because you experience symptoms on an ongoing basis and you constantly have to deal with that and treatment, right?
Yes, I constantly have to deal with asthma symptoms and allergy symptoms, so I can see that I have not outgrown it at 41. I still have it, both health conditions.
Well, you have a wonderful attitude towards it, so I'm sure that helps as well.
Yes, you have to know that you live once. You have to live it up.
Exactly.
Yes. No time for depression.
All right. So that covers segment two. So now we'll move on to the last segment, um, which is about, making your voice heard, talking to your clinician to reduce time to diagnosis and enhance access to treatment. And you've been talking about this, throughout the interview. right? So the first question is, what kinds of testing did you have to do in order to be diagnosed? I think we might have covered that already, right? What do you think?
The testing that I had at birth, my doctors, right then and there, they did a test on me to see if I have asthma because my mother had it. So they give me a test right there, and then they found out I also have allergies too. So at birth, I had the testing, and then during my childhood, I had the testing to see what I am allergic to, as well.
Okay. And what do you wish patients like you would know when they begin their journey dealing with asthma and allergies to help them get a faster diagnosis?
I want I want people to know that you're not going to outgrow it, and try to talk with your doctors to see what's out there, because a lot of scientists are creating new medicines out there that can better serve your condition, and you probably can take less of something, like I was stuck with a polymer machine growing up, but as an adult I'm not stuck with it. So that would be my advice, is always try to find the next best medicine to treat your asthma and allergies, to give you somewhat of a good life.
Okay, great. Um, that's perfect. So I know your doctors who first started attending to you were the ones that were present in the hospital where you were born, right?
Yes,
Um,
doctors. Yes, but
okay,
at birth, yes, my doctors at birth.
okay. So the specialist that you see right now, how did you find that specialist?
My current specialist is fantastic. I can talk with that specialist anytime, and that's what I like about it. Cause some doctors, they only want to see you during appointments and blah blah blah. But I can call my doctor, and they'll call me back right away. I don't have to wait till my next appointment to be heard. So that's what I love about the relationship that I have with my new doctor.
That's great. So you're able to have free communication, express your expectations about treatment, if it's meeting your goals or not.
Yes, yes, I have that good relation with my current specialist about
Okay.
treatments, and so forth.
Okay. So how do you communicate any side effects that you're having or any dissatisfaction with treatment to your current doctor?
With my current doctor, I think the care that I get is fantastic, and also the medicine that I have. I mean, I've been taking it since I was 24. I absolutely love it. I could just I don't even have to carry it anymore. I just take it in the morning. I have to take it twice a day, and then take it and leave it home and go about my day. So I like that little freedom that I have, and then I have the rescue inhaler as well. I kind of keep that close by just in case.
So extra precautions just in
Yes, you
case.
gotta have extra precautions just in
Mm,
case.
okay. So is it your current doctor that keeps you informed about treatment options, or you do additional research on your own? How do you learn about treatment options?
I learn about treatments, the newer ones. I actually research myself, and if I see something that interests me, I'll just talk with my doctor, and we'll both decide, what's best for me. So that's how we handle things. We kind of work as a team, and I like that because you don't get that often. You usually, as a patient, you listen to your doctor, and it's their way or the highway. The patient has little, say in it. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about that.
That's great because I think you just answered the next question if it's important for you to be involved in treatment decisions.
Yes, I strongly believe so, because you have to know what the doctors are prescribing for you, and if you feel like it's not going to work, you have a right to tell your doctor, hey, let's try this. You do have that option.
Okay, that's perfect. You're doing great. And we have one more question. Have you and your doctor discussed participation in any clinical trials?
Yes, I have spoken with my doctor about clinical trials, and I always let them know if anything opportunity come up, just let me know, and I'm all for it.
Are there any risks of clinical trials that concern you?
No, I don't believe there's any risk at all for any clinical trials. I just keep
Okay.
hope alive.
Mhm. All right. That's perfect. All right. So that brings us to the end of the interview, right? So do you have any questions, or is there anything else that you would like to add that we haven't covered? We've spoken about treatment and participation in treatment decisions, quality of life. Is there anything that you think that patients should know if they're listening to this program?
I would just like to say to all the patients out there, just I know you might have the asthma and allergies, but just try to live the best life you can. Don't let it get you into depression mode where you feel like you can't do anything. Just take your precaution. That's all. Take your medicine on time, and let's hope you have a doctor like mine. That if you want to seek a different medicine, you have the option to try it. You don't have to just listen to them all the time. You have a say in what you want to take. So that's my advice to other patients out there who suffer with asthma and allergies. Is try to live your best life despite the conditions.
That is such great advice. Thank you so much, Lakio. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure that the patients will appreciate that as well.
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity, Samira.
No problem. All right, well, it's been a pleasure meeting you. So I'm going to take all of the clips that we need from this recording, and we will be incorporating it into our live program on Friday. So I will ask Jamie, the program manager who contacted you, to reach out and make sure that you have that link for Friday's program. Okay, so you can log in and listen to what the speakers have to say, as well as you'll be able to see your video being played during the program.
Wonderful. Would I be able to get a copy of it too?
I will ask Jamie if that's a
Okay.
possibility.
Okay, so I can show my husband and then other relatives that I have.
Of course.
And of course my
Um,
doctor. I got to show my doctor.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely.
And after it is live, it will be endured. So you'll be able to access it on the website for, I believe, the next 12 months.
Oh, okay, wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. So you'll be able to share the link with anybody you want to.
Wonderful.
Mhm. All right, Nakia. So thank you again, and you have a wonderful day, and keep up that great attitude and positivity.
Thank you so much again for the opportunity.
No problem.
Have a
All right.
fantastic day.
You too. Take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.